of those great people who get to have money in your pocket all the time, I do encourage you. Thank you, Ellis Couture, for Ellis Man. And you've been able to make this possible. Elizabeth Ellis Couture, based in Tema Community 1, Site 3. Able to give me those good, what they call political suit. I don't know what the latest name. Back in the day, we have our parents wearing it. They look like Kwame Nkrumah and Echampo and the rest. Now, I've seen all the young people wearing it. So she decided to give me one, surprising me yesterday. Just in case you want to contact her, you can always do that. The number is 024 651 6886. Elizabeth's number for Ellis Man, Ellis Couture, the way she designs for men is 024, again, 024 651 6886. She is in Tema Community 1 Site 3, and wherever you are, she certainly will come and measure you and do the delivery for you. Exquisite. Well bespoke and well attired. But I have some great conversation this morning. Wherever you're joining us on our stream, please make sure you stream. So we have cash out going with a short code *439#. Choose option 8. And the mega jackpot will enable you to get money credited into your mobile money account. And that money is 5,000 Ghana cedis for each of the draws. Option 8, 5,000 Ghana cedis, cool chop for you, and then you get money credited into your mobile money account. And as many times as you can, please make sure that you're part of this. Evans Ibn Samba, thank you for joining us. Desiree Marvin, Imelda Nasser Mani, and Master Planner Junior, who is saying happy birthday to the Honorable Isaac Bafua Meyawa, former MC for Kintampo North Municipal Assembly. Happy birthday to you, sir. Wishing you all the best. And Nelson Kofia Kotia also there, sharing the number of Elizabeth Ellis Couture. Na Afitaki, good morning to you. Please share the stream. Let's have some great conversation. And then also, I have a couple of you. Nana Kwesi Ayimedu, good morning to you, and many of you as well. I have Abraham Amaliba, and he's here. Abraham Amaliba, good morning to you. Director for the Conflict Resolution Committee of the NDC.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. Good to have you. Have we met this year, no? Happy New Year. Or we've met
once.
We've met once, okay. So I've already wished you a Happy New Year. Alfred Thompson, well attired in smoke. Only I see blue, but white. There's white. Yeah. He's aligning with the movement for change because I see also yellow.
I cannot align.
Okay, he cannot align with the movement for change. Alfred Kojo Thompson. He's a Cape Coaster as well.
I smoke from Amaliba.
I know.
Amaliba is the one who likes putting on smoke.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you. We haven't met this New Year.
Yes.
And he came accusing me that he sent me messages over the Christmas and New Year. The last time he sent me a message was the 29th of November. He went into the election, so he forgot. No. I'm only trying to have some good rapport with you.
You look refreshed this morning for mischief.
No, not at all. Yeah, I don't do mischief.
2025, you've changed.
I've always been a changed person. And then my referee for the day is always, for every Friday, is lawyer Kwame Jantwa, the son of F.A. Jantwa. Good morning to you.
Yeah, waiting for his nomination.
How are you?
I'm well.
The late F.A. Jantwa.
And F.A. Jantwa was one of the ministers for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah in the CPP government, responsible for agriculture. And if you know, the great transformational development plan for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, agriculture was very key, instrumental as well. Please share the stream. Let's have some great conversation. And well, this morning, we know that we have a number of ministers already working. The Minister for Education, Haruna Idrisu, already about 2 or 3 days in office, doing a number of interaction. Yesterday, had an interaction, for example, with EduWatch, Kofi Asari's team, think tank, and so has started the work in earnest. Ministry of Education. Kwame Govins Agboja, Minister for Roads. We have the Finance Minister also, Kasiel Atoforsen, PhD. also in office as well. What are their key responsibilities, including Dr. Ayeni as well? What should we be expecting of them? The economy, we still have DDEP. We're hoping that we can pay those bondholders their return on investment from this year, next year as well. Gavin Abuja, for example, shocked all of us to say that we have 100 billion worth of contracts for roads. It means that those certificates, when they mature, would have to be paid. How do we want them? What also should be the responsibilities we expect of them as well? And Ibrahim Amaliba, there's a lot of work that needs to be done by these ministers. First, let's start by looking at the education sector. Haruna Idrisu there, you know, we were promised that within the first month or so, or first 3 months, or 120 days, we will be having the conference or the consultation to look at education, and then also have a relook at the free SHS program as well as other policies within the sector. What's your own expectation for all these ministers?
Let me start by saying good morning to your viewers and to my colleagues here.
Morning.
Haruna Idrisu, in my view, has the competence and the ability to soak pressure. And he has the ability to also navigate around difficult tasks. The ministry is going is fraught with some challenges. His first responsibility would be that conference that the president talked about, bringing all stakeholders together to look at the
economic dialogue.
Not economy, there's also an educational one. So to bring everybody together to review stakeholders, to review the educational system, particularly the free senior high school, so as to address the challenges facing that sector. And so if he's able to get that out of his way, then I think that the next thing is to deal with, but even before that, he has to deal with CTAC. CTAC are on strike. I don't know whether they've gone back. But before the MPP left, CTAC had some challenges. He needs to deal with that one too. We need to minimize the demonstration strikes in the education sector. Nigeria is noted for such strikes, and that is why you find students of Nigeria running to Ghana, because they think that the Ghanaian education system is stable. It appears to me that we are also beginning to be confronted with such challenges, and I think that Haruna Idrisu must ensure that he stabilizes that sector in terms of the strike. The next thing has to do with, and when I talk about the free senior school, I expect that the feeding issues will all be sorted out. The next thing is to look at the remuneration of teachers. Because the teachers have always been complaining about their money, but the economy, and this can only happen when we look at what is in the kitty. And so I know that his job has been cut out for him, and I have every trust that the person who can, as it were, deal with the challenges in the education sector is Haruna Idrisu, because of his own resilience, because of his thoughtfulness, and because of the fact that he is somebody who, you can say, respects details in doing things. Now, as for the Agric Minister, there are two things for him to ensure food security and food sustainability. Food security is the ability to have food to eat. Food sustainability is to eat, but reserve some for the next generation. I'm giving you the example of the difference between two. Food security is to be able to feed you today. Food sustainability is to feed you today, but have some for the future generation. For him, his work has been cut out for him. And if I should borrow the Asantehene, yeah, the Ekom and the two Abano, I think he was telling Nana, come any before. But we don't have a minister for anger, so I can't be talking about that. So, and the anger also is triggered by hunger.
You have a minister for hunger?
No.
Is there a minister for hunger?
Yeah, there's a minister who must deal with the hunger. So, but actually, it's the hunger which triggers the anger. It is, you know it. When you are hungry, you are an angry man. So, his work is cut out for him. The next election will still be fought on whether people have food in their houses or not, or whether they can provide food. And so he too, his work has been, and I love his interview, his vetting, because he seems to be on top.
That's Eric Opoku.
Eric Opoku.
Fantastic.
That's a fantastic guy. Fantastic guy. Now, translate it.
Yeah.
Eric Opoku, translate it. It shouldn't be just knowledge in your head. Translate to help the president. Ensure that these things that you have learned and these things that you can close your eyes and speak about, let it be real. Practicalize it.
The youth guy?
No, Eric Opoku.
Eric Opoku
is there, yeah.
Where your father used to be?
Yeah, a Greek minister. So, his work has been cut for him. For Agboja, it's about roads. It's about my village road, I'll be coming to him. It's about the fact that a lot of Ghanaians and the MPP hoodwinked people and said that they did 10,000 roads. That would have been a road from here to China, isn't it?
Oh, it's almost 12,000.
13,000. They said they did 13,000.
Yes.
And when I checked, I'm told that that road would have led us to India.
Who told you that?
I'm told that when you measure the road from Ghana to India, it's like that.
But you know that that figure included...
Port Road filling.
No. No, that figure included asphalted roads and then also feeder roads that have been...
So roads, the roads that were already there and then they asphalted.
Yes, those that are asphalted, and then those that are feeder roads, those that have been rehabilitated. So it's a composite figure that talks about...
No, but
because they shared a literature on that, and I think it was in the 2022 budget or 2022.
But we don't...
I was in Parliament at the time.
You can't add East Legon roads, which were there since Nkrumah days. Nkrumah days in East Legon.
No, but if patching has been done...
And if you have the road already existent, overlay, you don't count it as a new road. We are looking for roads that were gravel roads and people want to use them to their villages and bring foodstuffs. Those are the roads that we talk about. Patching. How can you be counting patching as part of the road? So that's why I'm saying that when you combine all, like they did, one could have traveled to India and come back.
The gravel roads are called surface stress roads.
Surface.
Surface stress roads. And an asphalt road. Thank you.
Yes, but I'm saying that...
So you're talking about the surface stress.
Okay, so
I'm saying that people want their roads bitumented. You get the point? Because the dust is too much. When you travel, I have been to 56 constituencies during my my reconciliation efforts, and there are roads that when you are travel on, you inhale dust, and when you get to the people, they tell you that this road must be done. Those are the roads, and not roads that are already there, but you just want to asphalt them and put more bitumen on them. Those are not the roads. So Agboja's own will be that there will be demands on him to ensure that these things are done. And I think that they are fantastic guys. The three of them that I've mentioned, they are fantastic guys. Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of the day, we know that the contention was that it will be done well. Well, I have Mr. Duncan. How are you? I nearly forgot about you. Sorry. My apologies to you with the movement for change. Batman. Sorry, I keep saying Batman. Mr. Batman.
Yeah.
Also, Nene.
Yeah,
Welcome.
Thank you.
So we know the contention was it will be done better, and so it means that the clock is ticking. Kujopon Nkrumah says just in Parliament about 2 days ago that the complaints should not be that we couldn't do it, but the fuel prices will drop and all those contentions. What do you expect of them just having gotten out of government, transition out of government, and then doing the monitoring?
Good morning once again, Roland. Good morning.
Happy New Year to you.
All of my fellow panelists, and Happy New Year to everyone, and to you, especially to my senior brother, Mr. Jantua. I thought by now he would have been given the board chairman for GNPC. I'm praying that he gets it. So.
But I'm also older than you, so why don't you say about your senior brother?
Lawyer.
I'm older than you.
Should we start writing?
I'm older than you.
Should we start writing? I'll start with where lawyer left off from the asphalting. You know, when you are doing asphalting, it takes in a lot of things. It's not just doing one straight road from here to India as he expects. Because if that is it, then when Mahama was leaving, he should have done a road from here to Tokyo when he was telling us that he's done so much roads and everything. But people were still complaining. It takes in a lot. One, when we were living in the President's State of the Nation, he talked about 13,624 kilometers of asphalted road, making up of asphalt overlays 1,955, new roads was 673, graveling and re-graveling was 9,185, partial reconstruction 231.90 kilometers, reconstruction 273, rehabilitation 1,665, resealing 101.07 kilometers, upgrading and surfacing 2,538.40 kilometers. All consists of the 13,000. And putting them together, it will not give you a road from here to India or to China, as his president said those times. To whom much is given, much is what? Expected or desired.
I don't understand. Explain this.
We've given them Ghanaians. When I talk about we, I'm talking about Ghanaians. Even though I did not vote for them, but once they've been given the nod to lead, they are my government. And we've given them the chance to work and not to talk and start complaining. They gave us 120 days, I believe, to give us certain things, parameters, where we'll see reduction in prices, where we'll see fuel coming down. But in the last few days, I realized that fuel is rather going up. And where we'll see that they will bring the dollar from 14 point something that they left for them to about 4 Ghana cedis, as they claim they were resetting Ghana. As we talk now, dollar has rather risen to about 16 per distant CD. So these are things we expect them to keep quiet and work and stop talking and blaming everybody.
You left it at 16.
14. Go and check. It was 14.97. Go and check.
No, stop the lies.
Go and check.
The money is with the Abochi. How much are you changing from?
When they are using money, they don't use Abochi's money.
So you're 16 is BOG?
Yes, BOG. Now it's 16. It's moved from 14 to 16. No. So Abochi will definitely move up.
No.
Please, go and check. Right. And have patience, because we've given you 4 years to deliver. Don't interject. Take your 4 years. Let me too take my few minutes. Relax. You see, fine gentlemen, nice positions. I believe in something. Let's talk more work. Let the work be your yardstick. Let's deliver and let people see that, oh yes, when I give this person this job, he's delivered. Don't go and start pointing fingers. Oh, and you haven't done 13,000 kilometers of road. You haven't done. What have you done? Since you came, what have you done? When you go to the Volta roads, himself, Agboja, when he's going to Ho, he sees the roads that Akufo-Addo did there.
Which roads?
He sees the roads in the Volta.
The whole township.
Yes. He saw it. He saw that it was good. Unless maybe those are not roads, they are sand. Let us stop this gimmicks and games and blaming everybody apart. When you do that, you don't focus. We need them to focus and take this country, reset it as they want to reset it. But reset it well. Reset it well. Education, as he said, government after government, everybody complains about education. Oh, and our standards are coming down, and this is coming down, and the food is not good, and this is bad, and everything. Every time they're complaining about education. So let us see Honorable Haruna delivering education. Let him put the whole structure together. Let us see your game plan for education. You said when you come immediately, like Leonardo did, the first years are not going to pay, what do you call it, any fees for second, what do you call it, university. They've paid so far. There's a guy who is demanding a whooping amount from me. I sent it to him last week to go and pay at UCC. He's been given admission. But I didn't see that free.
What's your point?
I didn't see that
the admissions started before the inauguration in terms of the issuance of the admission.
But they told us that immediately they come, everything is.
But we have said that we'll refund.
Don't you have 4 years? Relax.
But we have told them we'll refund to them.
When you refund, I'll come here and say that you've done what that you've refunded.
Okay.
So I'll get my money back.
Refund.
So you are saying this in lieu of the
Yes, at the moment we are paying.
Okay.
We haven't seen any saying that, oh, they've issued a fiat, like how they've issued the recently I saw a letter circulating that they should.
But Haruna Idrisu, who is a minister at the time, the nominee before the appointments committee, did indicate that because they were now taking office in lieu of that appropriation, because it hadn't been budgeted for, they will now in the ultimate budget by March, that will be in 2 months, be able to make some of those allocations for that. And you know, to be able to cater for that.
For what?
For the payment of that component.
And I said, I've sat here and I've said that when they do it, I'll come and say that.
Because my question then will be, is it not disingenuous? Is it not disingenuous on your part, knowing that
was coming into government, he stated that I am going to start free SHS.
Yes, and he started in September.
Yes, he did.
So why are you?
He said
And he started in
he said
September.
I'm going to start with the first year people.
No.
Did he start with the first year?
I said we've given you 4 years.
Relax.
Relax.
He never started with the first year people.
And he started in September.
And he started with the first batch.
No, but he didn't start with the first year people.
He started with the first batch.
And he started in September.
Was it the first
But there were
batch?
people there already.
Was it the first batch or not?
Yeah, so the first batch who went into year 1.
Yes. And now we've got the first batch who has gone into year 1.
But there was year 2, year 3.
And there was year 2, year 3.
Why do you think they are now saying that, oh, we'll refund? Because they know that what they said is that the moment we come, we'll give you that free thing.
Is it your assumption that the parents of year 2 and year 1, or year 2 and year 3, who voted at the time in 2016, did not have hindsight and then were not looking forward in lieu of that policy, and so might have made that choice to cut the vote for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo?
I don't get what you are saying.
That they were anticipating that my child who is in year 2, year 3, the fees will be paid for them.
No.
But when they came into office,
immediately I come, I'll start with the first year.
No.
He stated it. Go and check his records.
I say.
And that is what he did.
said it's a children in senior high school.
Who is the president of this country now?
No, I'm not arguing with you on anything.
So let me flow.
No, the thing
Papa
is,
you are my brother this year. You've reset yourself.
No,
let me to reset.
So I'm asking you.
Resetting gradually.
So I'm asking you a specific question, and the question, I'll relay the question again. You can choose to answer it or not. Is it not disingenuous on your part when you know that there's precedent about how you implement a policy which has a component of funding that also would need to be linked to allocation in a specific budget for a specific budgetary year? It's a very simple question. And you are a finance accounting person.
So what you are saying is that because he said that immediately I come, the first years will not pay fees.
It's not me. You are a finance person. How would you do that? You've been even. I think it was NIB, right? National Investment Bank.
Let me answer you. Let me answer you. You've asked the question. You don't want me to answer you, or you want to ask more questions? So that I'll give you the time. Ask me all the questions, then I flow. Now, you've come in. You said that when I come in, all first years are not going to pay.
Yes.
As the president, you can issue a fiat that, like the same way you are saying that, oh, go and pay, we'll refund. You can say that, listen, don't collect, and let me know the total bill. By that time, I would have drawn my budget in 3 months' time, and I would have given you your money.
How do you say that in opposition?
No, he's in government now.
But the admissions were offered before he came. Before he was inaugurated.
But the fees are being paid now. It wasn't before he came into power.
Please, you
the fees are being paid now in January, after 7 January. What are you talking about?
But the minister says they should pay. We'll refund.
And in that same vein, I'm telling you that you can also tell them that you can issue the central university that take the people, let me know the data bill. By that time, I would have done my budget and I would have given you your refund. Why can't they give the refund?
I'm saying the minister
I'm also saying that on authority
on
that
a
the
public
president
platform
is in charge of this country.
Told Parliament.
Every minister is under the president. So if the president says that universities admit the people and let me know the total bill, it's a process. It is a process. And in the 3 months when they do the budget, they can pay them off.
So what
But that would be when they'll
do
do the budget, please. Okay, please continue.
Thank you very much. So coming back to my point, this whole rhetorics and trying to defend a government when they have come out with their policy and that this is what I'm going to do. We are waiting for the 120 days. The prices of food, I just saw it there that reduction of prices of food under the Agric Ministry. I don't think prices are reducing. I don't think prices are reducing because we want to start feeling it. I would say yes, let's give them the chance. But you gave us 120 days that you are going to see the reset. You are going to feel the reset. And within the 120 days, we have to feel the things that you are bringing out. It's not a matter of coming to sit down and give me excuses that, oh, I just gave me honeymoon and all those things. Unless they want to say that they want to really practicalize their honeymoon period. So that we now give them or ask them that when is the honeymoon period, and then we know what to do. That is what they have to tell us. Coming to understand Doomso, I see all this light going off and on. When we are taking over power, we had the same challenge. Nanado put his foot down and went out to make sure that we got crude, to make sure that the lights are being powered. Because when he was leaving, the crude... Amaliba, you are 4 years old.
There was no
this interjection you are doing, 4 years, you come and sit and tell me that, had I known...
When you were leaving, there was no Doomso.
I hear you.
I'm asking you.
Mr. Alfred Thompson, go ahead.
When we were taking over power, still there was this fluctuation in power. But we made sure that we addressed it.
I don't understand.
When we were leaving...
Even on the eve of the inauguration.
Yes.
On the eve of the inauguration.
I mean, 8 years ago. Are you talking about 2016?
On the eve of this...
Are you talking about 2016?
On the eve of the inauguration of the current president.
I said when we were taking over power.
There was a full report from Greatco, and I know that you're privy to that report. That did indicate that even for some maintenance schedules that needed to be undertaken, they had to postpone it just to make sure that they did not result. So ultimately, we were going to experience some of these difficulties.
So are they going to bring us a Doomso timetable?
And these were backed by comments and then also concerns that had been raised by the IPPs.
Thank you for defending the government. I'm asking a simple question. Are they going to bring us a Doomso timetable?
There's no way I'm defending. I'm moderating and I'm asking.
I'm making a point. You don't
I'm asking this specific.
Because if I haven't landed, you don't understand what I'm saying.
No, you're not
if I haven't landed, you wouldn't understand.
No.
And I'm not talking to you alone. I'm talking to the so many
I do
understand
that are looking at, and I'm saying that are you not privy to the Greatco report?
Did you listen to me from the beginning?
It's a question. Are you not privy to the Greatco report? It's a specific question.
So I'm saying something. Let me land and I'll answer you. When we were taking over in 2016, the crude that was left for us to power was very, very minimal. There were challenges, but President Nanado at that time took it upon himself to make sure that that light off that was going on and on would not happen under him, and especially in his first year. And he made sure that it did not happen. We do not want to hear excuses that, we have some few barrels left. Oh, there are some that have not been processed. There are some that are processed. There are some that are going to go on. If you feel that Greatco is saying that there are some services that should be rendered, and that because of that there should be a Doomso timetable, bring the Doomso timetable so that we know that within this time, maybe 2 weeks, there's going to be a Doomso timetable so that services or whatever they have to do, they will do it, and then we continue.
But who said they will bring Doomso timetable?
I'm asking that if they need to. I'm asking that if they need to, let us know. But don't start blaming that, and we've left you so little crude or when the 90 million and things were being given out to go and buy crude and everything, did we know about it recently? Please. There are so many challenges, and when you are given the nod to work, they expect you to deliver. They don't expect you to come and complain about your previous. That is why they gave you the nod, and they give it to you overwhelmingly. So we expect more from you than what we used to have. That is what we want to see. We want to see a government that has started working and is on its toes to make sure that they deliver. They reset as they want to reset, and reset in the right direction, not reset with excuses, but reset in the right direction so that you and me will be comfortable. That's what he said. He said that we will give you food today and make sure that the food is sustainable. That is what I want to see. That when I leave here, at least, or when I ask TV3 for my coffee, which I didn't get, they will be able to deliver for me.
You didn't get coffee. We don't serve coffee here. So you said
other places
no,
when
please,
I go, they give me coffee.
no,
said,
please. When I ask, please. Let me be very categorical, because I am thinking, and you and I have a very long relationship on this, and you know that here we don't serve coffee.
So if I leave my house and need the money, I ask for coffee, you can't give me
so
coffee.
if you make a request for coffee, which is not a regular or a norm at this table, then we make that proposition to the producers. We here the
so have you made it?
The only thing that we provide is water.
Okay.
And
water you didn't give us.
No, if you request, we will bring you water.
We'll give you water.
If you want coffee, I have to make sure I communicate to the producer, because what you are doing is telling the audiences out there that, well, this is what is supposed to be given to our guests, and we don't.
I never said that.
The only time, please.
I use the word
this is a new year, so let's go on a very good time.
Reset yourself, please.
I have resetted myself.
Thank you very much.
So please.
So let me flow.
Again, let me make this categorically. We don't serve coffee here. So if you make a request for coffee, I have to go ask the producer.
Okay.
I have made that request.
So
so far we don't serve it. So if you don't get it, don't make it look like you're supposed to get coffee and you didn't get it.
That is not what I said. Because
that's what you did.
I said I requested for coffee.
I forgive you. You continue. I forgive you. Continue.
Thank you very much. I used the word requested.
I forgive you.
I didn't say that you serve coffee and I didn't get. Thank you very much, Roland.
You are giving him plenty time.
When you interjected me, it wasn't time taking off.
Yes.
Oh, what is Amaliba doing? Please. Now the ministers that have been given the note, I wish them very well. It's not easy to be a minister, taken out of the whole lot. Because I was expecting Amaliba to maybe go to Attorney General. He wasn't given. So if you have been given Attorney General, we expect more from you. I expected John to go to energy. He wasn't given. If John has been given energy, I expect more from him. We expect more from the ministers. We expect them to do less talk and give us more results. That is what will make us feel that the reset that they requested for, the reset that they said they were going to do within 120 days, we are feeling it. It's not a matter of sitting down and give us the rhetorics that always goes on. It's a matter of giving us the job that you said you are going to do to make Ghanaians comfortable. The reduction in prices, the reduction in the dollar rate, the reduction in so many things that will make Ghanaians, and making sure that food is served 3 times a day on their table. And they have enough to go the next day, as Amaliba even told us. And that will make us all happy. I wish them well, and I believe that if they sit down and they stop talking and blaming, they'll be able to do what they have been given to do.
Shadrach, please bring him the coffee here. It looks like he's ready. But Mr. Bachman, there are critical issues.
His coffee home before he comes.
There are critical issues here. David Ajimandria on our stream is saying, we are really shocked to blame a government that's 3 weeks old. Now, the question then will be, is it too early to make such demands that Alfred Thompson is even making?
Yes, let me first and foremost say good morning to our viewers and good morning to my brothers, and Roland, to yourself, your good self. Of course, everybody, I mean, anyone watching us or listening to us will know that Alfred is doing pure politics. I mean, and to say that the government will have to run when even the cabinet is not fully in place is something that I find very interesting. Anyway, I think we have a nation to build. I believe that Ghanaians have given the president a very resounding mandate, and that he would have to deliver, and he will need our support. We should all wish him well, and we should all support him whatever way we can. I'm interested in the topic today because you've given us a very important topic to discuss. And it's, for me, I'm looking at it from a broader perspective, more practical perspective in terms of the economy. You are looking at, I have penciled down 7 ministries. And for me, these ministries, their activities impact the economy directly. The finance ministry, energy, agric, industry, agribusiness and trade, fisheries, aquaculture, roads, and transport. if these ministries work in tandem, they will be able to deliver this economy from where they found it. If you look at economy, the whole economy is about, the whole economy is made up of 3 units. We have the production unit, the distribution unit, and consumption units. So if you look at the ministry that I've enumerated here, you can place the Ministry of Agric, Industry, and Fisheries under the production unit of the economy, because they would have to make sure that in terms of production, we have high productivity and high production. It is the duty of the Agric Minister to make sure that we have food production, we have at cheaper prices, and all other things that will have to be provided or produced in that sector. It is the duty of the industry minister also to make sure that we add value to the agricultural produce that we have, and also the fisheries minister to increase production in the fishery sector. But if you look at in economics, we say production is not complete unless it gets to the final consumer, which means production is as important, or distribution is as important as production. So if you look at distribution, we are going to have the roads minister, the transport minister, and energy minister. They will constitute the distribution unit of the economy. So, and if they perform well, we should have efficiency in our distribution system. In terms of distribution infrastructure and services, we should have efficiency and also low cost of distribution. And so that is one. Then the master chess player himself, the finance minister, I call him the master chess player, because he is the one who will be mobilizing the resources and allocating same to the various ministries. And so it should be done in such a way that he will be able to invest so much in the productive sectors of the economy that I've mentioned. We can add even the mining sector, but let's limit ourselves to the 3 that I've mentioned. If he invests so much and prudently in that sector, you should expect increase in production in the agriculture sector, and the industrial sector, and also in the fishery sector. Then I expect the road minister, who comes under the distribution unit, to make sure that we don't just construct roads to please people.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, sometimes, because we promised people roads during an election, we just want to just construct the road to fulfill that promise, when in actual fact, there are more important areas like where we get our food, the production areas, where we're supposed to have feeder roads and urban roads to be able to, cut food from the farm gate to the market. Those places are rather left unattended to. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
I'm saying that if we...
So you're saying the construction should be of economic value, yes, in relation to the policy direction?
It should be strategic. That's what I'm saying, that these ministries should work in tandem. They should be strategic in the way they approach things. So let's focus on... I have said it, and my argument, and since I started coming here, if you listen to me carefully, one word is production. I believe that the solution to our problem is production. And so if the ministries are going to work towards that, all the ministries I've mentioned, if they're going to work towards that, I think it will go a long way to help this country, because we can solve our problem, as I've already said, we can solve our problem, in the exchange rate problem, through production. We can solve our inflation problem through production. We can solve even our interest rate problem through production, and also solve our unemployment problem through production. Therefore, it is important these ministries, those who fall under the production unit, do things that will increase production and productivity. And I expect, for example, Agric Minister to invest heavily in irrigation, make sure that fertilizer distribution is timely, also make sure that I mean, we also engage in sustainable farming, climate resilient farming, and you should be able to farm all year round. And that should be the focus of the ministry. I expect the industry ministry to make sure that they support businesses that are into exports, support businesses that are into import substitution. Let's cut our import and let's increase our export to be able to fix our foreign exchange. And the industry ministry will have a very important role to play in that direction. And the fishery also, of course, the fisheries ministry, also the same way, because we are importing a lot of fish from outside. If you're able to increase production, you'll be able to solve a problem. The energy minister, because he falls under, in fact, the energy minister falls under both production and distribution. And I expect the energy minister to also focus on energy availability, energy reliability, and energy affordability. Because no matter how cheap you produce, if the distribution becomes expensive, the final consumer will have to pay more. Now, once again, in economics, we say goods are produced in anticipation of demand. If people don't have the means, or if prices are too much for the people to buy and they don't buy, what it means is that those who are into production are not going to make profit, and therefore they are not going to expand production and employ more people. So the finance minister, sitting back as the master chess player, will have to make sure that at least inflation is brought down so that the consumer's purchasing power will increase. We'll have to make sure that salaries of workers are increased so that they will also have the ability to buy. Because we are talking about the whole economy. The production unit must work, the distribution unit must work, and the consumption unit must also work. In other words, they would have to have the ability to demand what is produced so that they will motivate the producers to produce more. And this, I mean, that is how we should look at the economy. We, if I say we, I mean the Afafanto family, the movement for change. If you read our plan, the issue of fixing the economy is our prime, if you like, target. That the way this economy has been destroyed, if we are not able to fix the economy in terms of the macroeconomic environment, in fact, trouble. All the noise we are making will get to nothing. So we are expecting the finance minister to make sure that we have revenue optimization. We need money to spend. So you should make sure all the leakages and corruption within the revenue, if like sector, is resolved. We expect low taxes and duties. We expect expenditure management and control. We expect stable currency, low inflation, and it is the finance minister who is supposed to do that. And if he's able to do that, it will affect what takes place in the production sector or the production unit, what takes place in the distribution unit, and what takes place in the consumption unit. So that is my take on it.
Kwame Jantua, at the time that they were being sworn in, the president also said they needed to make sure that all the promises that were given on the campaign platform, especially in relation to the sectors, roads, education especially, the economy more importantly, were all delivered in tandem with that 120-day promise to ensure there's a smooth takeoff. So what will be your expectations?
Good morning.
Morning.
Is it possible? Is it possible to be able to do all that within the 120 days? When you read the 120-day document, it doesn't talk about lowering food prices. It doesn't say that.
Well, the president did say it
ultimately. Look, don't let us act as if the economy is such that it can be repaired tomorrow. It's not possible. Where the country stands today, we are in a cliff.
We're in a ditch.
We're in a cliff. Yes.
That's even worse.
You are down inside the cliff.
Mountain,
you've got to be able to climb out of that cliff. And climbing out of a cliff, the rocks are rugged. The rocks can cut you. So many things can happen to you before you get to the top. It is not going to be as easy as it looks. For me, The most important thing is for the different ministries to work together. The agri minister, he's not responsible for prices. He's responsible to make sure that there's food availability and food sustainability. The economy will determine the prices. If petrol prices go up, if inflation goes up, if international prices go up, it affects the prices. And how they manage it is where the challenge is. It's the managing of these things is where the challenge is. When you look at the duties of the Minister of Finance, key, he should be able to distribute the country's wealth and revenue to the different ministries where it makes an impact. Energy, to do with electricity, key. Agriculture, it's got to do with food, key. Roads, it's got to do with transportation, key. Then you ask the question, what kind of revenue is going to come in? Where is that revenue coming from? Especially the kind of revenue that comes in like a tsunami. We haven't even started doing anything there. The last government never did exploration to production in 8 years. So that money that comes in like a wash will not be there. They have to start. The Minister of Energy has to start looking at how we start doing our oil production again. There's quite a huge plethora of things that these ministers need to do. But most importantly, and for me, I keep saying it and always say it, in the kind of work that needs to be done, if in doing this work, personal interest also seeps in, then it's a huge challenge.
I don't understand.
You don't understand what?
Talk about corruption.
You don't. What don't you understand?
You mean chop?
People's personal
Corruption.
interest, minister's personal
Ididija.
interest. Yes. The moment it seeps in, then the president who has a vision, because his vision, we want to see the end of his vision at the end of this 4-year term, that the country has been reset. I don't think the country will be reset in 2 years. The country would need to be put in a certain position for the reset to take place. Ghanaians will determine whether the NDC comes back in 2028 based on how, one, the ministers react, how well they are able to communicate with Ghanaians with regards to the job that has been given them. And for me, that is key. That is very, very key. That as you go along, you communicate. And as you go along, you communicate in honesty. Not communicate in propaganda. Again, Ghanaians don't expect the ministers getting into 2 years still to be blaming MPP. They don't expect that. That's what the MPP did. And, you know, when you go on platforms and you talk about President Akufo-Addo, they tell you, sometimes the host will tell you, President Akufo-Addo is no more. Let him rest. Let him rest, is no more. But the MPP talked about John Mahama in 8 years, all through.
And you're saying that's a bad strategy?
It's a bad strategy. We don't need that. Today, the kind of votes that have been given to NDC, we want to see action. Then you ask the question, the people who were vetted and looking at them, do you think they have the ability to reset the economy? The way they answered the questions, the type of questions that were answered, would they be able to reset the economy? When I look at the people, when I look at, I can break for you to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
I can break.
Yeah,
So let the camera go there.
Yeah, it will come.
Yeah, let the camera go there.
Switch. Amojo.
Switch the camera. That is his coffee.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Is it half cup?
So your expectation, so they have
He's
to bring.
complaining about it. You must bring your coffee from home.
Coffee is coffee.
Coffee is coffee.
Coffee is coffee. Coffee is coffee.
Is it your breakfast?
Coffee is coffee.
This is serious.
Coffee is don't drink
So
it
you are
then.
saying, are they those who have the ability?
You are not supposed to bring your gluttony here. If you have not eaten, don't bring your gluttony here.
He's in power now.
What do you mean?
Espresso, cookie, it's espresso, Espresso. Imelda and Asa and Co, they said they love this. Finally, the coffee is here. Somebody said, Joe Stanley says the coffee man.
It is possible.
And then somebody said I should go to Nima and go and get Sobolo. Anyway, you are saying
Thank you for that.
the expectation is whether they are the people.
They have the ability, the competence to be able to change things around. Ghanaians watch the vetting, and it looks as if Ghanaians seem to be okay with the results of the vetting. Now, can they now turn that into implementation for Ghanaians to see that these people can do the work? I believe one of the major challenges that we have no control over, that the Minister of Agriculture has no control over, is the climate change. So if you do your plans where agriculture is concerned and the rain doesn't fall, what happens? So you need to be able to have a backup plan as to if there is low rainfall in those areas where we normally get our food source, then what do you do? That backup plan should be irrigation. How do you do the irrigation when you've got rivers that are muddied with galamsey? So you can see the connection between the ministries and how they should work together to be able to achieve some of the things my brother is talking about. Very important. The president, as you said when he was swearing in the 4 ministers, he made us understand that the burden is heavy and Ghanaians are expecting them to work. One thing I don't expect a political attorney general. I don't expect it.
Meaning what?
Like what
I don't expect an attorney general to be attorney general and also play politics. I don't expect it, as we saw in the last attorney general.
That's how it should be.
I don't expect it at all. But then, in not expecting it, we should have done something about the Ministry of Justice and Attorney General. We've been saying it for years that it has to be decoupled. Why? Because then the Attorney General now takes the position of a politician and now plays politics. We cannot have that. Most times you would not even hear the Attorney General speak, but you hear the impact of his work.
No.
And I don't expect an Attorney General who would be playing politics. I expect an Attorney General, if he takes things to court, he wins, because he should be able to assess that this case I'm taking to court, I'll be able to win it for the country. I'm not saying the previous Attorney General didn't do things that were right, didn't also help the country. But I'm saying I think that my previous Attorney General, who was my school mate, he was an Adisado boy, he played too much politics where the Attorney General was concerned.
You mean he was?
He
was an alumni of your old school.
Yes,
He's not your
mate.
Let me finish. He's not my mate, but he's my schoolmate. When I say schoolmate, we went to the same school. Yes, schoolmate. The same way. The same youth you went to school.
No.
So the same way the youth designate the Minister of Youth is also an Adisco boy. Look, where education is concerned, there, I have Pablo. Yes. Where education is concerned, this might be controversial, but I think it's important because of the quality of education that we have. I think the education minister, who has proven that he has the wherewithal to handle the education ministry, we should look at the kind of education system we are running. I don't understand the situation where children are in school. They take an exam first 3 years, and when they don't pass that exam, they are put on the grass heap. I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
You mean the wholesale promotion?
Yes, the GSS. I don't understand that. Because what do? They are children. Then you see them roaming the streets, all unsavory things happening. I think we should look at a situation, even when you're able to pass and go to SS, you're still not mature. When we were in secondary school, straight 5 years. By the time you get to Form 5, you're mature enough to now get into lower 6 and upper 6. So by the time you get into university, you have some degree of maturity. I think we should look at that. If we can, and I don't know if it's possible, if it can, we should look at the way of bringing that 5-year system back. Because look at the education system now. Some go to school, some don't go to school. It's all bazaar. Even the quality. And you see, this is where the MPP went wrong in using free education in this campaign. They forgot to realize there are two systems where education is concerned. There's the rural folk who would like this free education. They like it, they love it, because it helped them. There is the urban rural folk and the middle class.
You mean the urban poor?
Well, I won't even call poor. There are people who come from the rural areas, who live in the urban areas, who have now tasted urban life. There are those who are teetering on middle class and not so middle class, who are looking at the quality of education. Because if you have, my son or my daughter, it's free education, but I'll have to take a teacher for them to be able to understand what is happening in the class. What does that tell you? It tells you the quality of education is not right. And I think that is a major, major challenge which the new Minister of Education should look at.
In 2016, when we were leaving office, we left close to 6 weeks of crude for this country to be powered. The free senior high school did not start with the existing students. So when you have a government that is just 2 weeks old, and you think that by now tomatoes should come down, onions should come down, prices, what kind of behavior is that? What kind of behavior is that?
They've given you their power.
I am saying that
You did the same thing. So you did it.
these things would come because of the policies that they are talking about. It will naturally result into that. But I can understand him. In 2016, I was in his situation.
I don't understand. What do you mean by you can understand him?
In 2016, when we lost, just like how he's suffering from what is called cardiovascular pains, I also suffered from cardiovascular pains. And when you
as a result of the loss of
the loss, as a result of the loss. And so when you are suffering from, if you lack cardiovascular endurance, you'll be speaking this way. So I'm not surprised.
Are you done?
So this cardiovascular lack of endurance talk.
Yes.
You remember what
This is
killed you?
lack of cardiovascular endurance. It will lead you to speak the way you are speaking. That now, Kenge should come down. No, this to come down. Cardiovascular.
I said 120 days. Word for word, 120
So-
days. That's what I used.
So I think that the Minister of Finance too, the Minister of Finance has his work cut out for him. The Minister of Finance must ensure that this economy improves. And he has no excuse. I'm an NDC person, but I'll speak this way to him.
Because you say you went around over 60 constituencies.
When I was doing
what was the
reconciliation-
clarion call for which, if Alfred is saying that there should be no excuses made, and lawyer Janto also says that don't make references to Nanado, it is not the right strategy, and he says that you have to connect the dots by way of the pillars of the economy. Would you say
The
they are right?
clarion call was hunger. People were hungry.
Bread and butter issues.
Bread and butter issues. And that's why I'm calling on the Minister of Finance to do the needful. And for me, I will come back here and sit. And you know me, if things are not going well, I'll say it. Because if the old lady in the house, my house, is hungry, and the responsibility is on me, I will say it. But it is too early in the day. Premature ejaculation. Because this is just like 2 weeks. The man has not even assembled his ministers. And you are saying that you expect, you see, he's not the only one. The MPP, when you listen to them, they'll say, and now you're voted for the MPP. So now let Kenge come to 1 city. Let this thing come to 2 cities. They are suffering from what I'm saying, cardiovascular pains. And they must endure.
I think in reality,
there was one.
I'll come to
There was
you.
one I didn't finish off. I think most importantly, the Minister of Industry has a huge task of imports.
You mean trade?
Yeah, trade and industry. We need to be able to bring imports down.
Okay.
And to also stop
note that's your point.
capital flights. Okay. Very important.
All right. Now, if we take a look at the question about how many days or maybe breathing space should you give the government to do some level of recuperation, how long should that be for you? Because already just...
okay, I'll just do one or two responses.
Your coffee is
They have coffee, I'm almost finished. Don't worry.
It is...
okay, thank you for that.
The small one, what is it called?
Espresso.
Espresso.
This is not espresso.
Espresso,
It's not espresso.
put in the...
There's no espresso.
Yeah.
You know...
because the concern is that, I mean, they haven't even left the ground yet.
Mr. Jantua talked about classes and all those things. When I was in secondary school, I still had classes. When I was in secondary school, and it's been there ever since. Some parents have...
You mean extra classes?
Yes, extra classes. Some parents have that affordability to do that, and they want that extra time instead of maybe... At first, we used to go to the pool, we go to the tennis club. At that time, it was just another sports club we go to and everything. But later on, they realized that, listen, let's rather organize classes for them so that they take their study seriously. So the classes, it will always happen. Teachers will find ways and means of making sure that some students are given that extra tuition. So it doesn't come out of the free education that has caused that. That one is not there. When we come to Amalebe's own, he shouldn't forget, when we took over power in 2016, Nana Kunedu told them something. Her Excellency, Nana Kunedu Ajman Rollins, when they were criticizing us and everything, she told them that, listen, the mess that they've caused, and Bachman used that word, oh, it's so deep. Oh, we are in a cliff, we are in everything. He said the mess and the thing that they've caused this country,
the former first lady.
The former first lady. The mess that they've caused, it will be very difficult for even MPP to repair that in 8 years. Okay. Go and check.
So the mess that the MPP and the Kufuor government has caused, how would you describe it?
The NDC mess was being fixed till challenges came in.
Huh?
Was being fixed till challenges came in. And you can check the figures. Figures don't lie.
Which
it was being fixed.
Let me respond.
No. Which challenge?
You didn't know that there were global challenges? You didn't know that there was global economic crunch?
Which one?
You didn't know there was a global economic crunch?
COVID, Russia, Ukraine?
Global economic crunch. That is what I said first. You didn't know. Even the COVID this thing was
is it COVID, Russia, Ukraine, or global economic crunch?
There was a global economic crunch.
Okay, one.
Every economy was suffering from the every country was suffering.
And the
from
second
the
positive factor is which one?
The COVID, Ukraine issues.
Okay. So global economic crunch.
Are there no challenges?
Because that one was not mentioned during the campaign. Now you've added.
I'm coming. We still kept our feet on the ground and make sure that we are resetting and bringing back the economy to life. The finance minister, before he was leaving the last few days, you realize what he was telling him, the economy is rebounding. Okay. But we didn't finish. And we are not going to complain. Okay. They've given themselves 120 days. I don't have any qualms with that. They've given themselves 120 days. And I'm saying that 120 days starts from day one. Okay. It doesn't start from the end of the 120 days. Because from day one, what you are doing now,
come to 1 year,
please stop doing that. Stop doing that. What you are doing now will let us know and see the effects of tomorrow's 120 days.
But the minister just took office. Was it Tuesday?
I didn't talk about just ministers.
Are you saying that, Mr. Thompson, are you saying that if the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, was appointing you or had appointed you to be in any of those portfolios for which we had the swearing in and the subsequent inauguration just 2-3 days ago, the expectation of the opposition was that you would have been achieving some of these milestones?
Okay. Thank you very much. When President Mahama took over, had the economy come to a halt? I'm asking, has it come to a halt?
Well, we knew
since he took over, has the economy stopped waiting for Arthur Fortune to come into office before the economy moves? Let's be realistic. You will never understand. Don't worry, you never understand.
Just said
you see,
because what Arthur Fortune,
so let me go on.
Is it not true that Arthur Fortune is coming on the back of?
And that's why I want to go on.
Is it not true that Arthur Fortune is assuming an office to manage an economy which has poor indicators like debt restructuring for external and domestic creditors, right? Already we have our reserves when it comes to whether it's for the foreign reserves or even for petroleum, etc., or the energy sector, that bad. And then also, he's inheriting a currency that has not been doing well over the last couple of years. There's huge unemployment. And massively also, already revealed by the roads minister, 100 billion, we're told, of contracts given, 20 billion needed to be paid, certificate needed to be raised. And if you don't implement the right policies, you cannot overturn some of these difficulties.
Thank you very much. When Nanado and at that time Kenufrata were inheriting the economy, it was a flamboyant economy, wasn't it? Things were going perfectly well. So we came to destroy it. Oh yeah, we came to destroy it.
We were an IMF. How could it be flamboyant?
Oh, so we are also in a challenge.
It can't be flamboyant.
That is the thing.
It was the IMF discipline.
Yes, IMF discipline.
Oh,
it could not be.
We all knew that when IMF, you couldn't spend beyond certain limits. When the IMF left,
look at what happened.
Didn't you spend
Please allow him to talk. Allow him to talk.
I didn't.
Yes.
We are more than
Please,
that.
I give you 2 minutes to
Thank you
talk.
very much.
We are more than that.
What I wanted, the response I wanted is that's what they've done.
Yeah,
They showed me. Don't worry, your post will come. You stop the TV soon.
Oh, well,
You
we
will get,
don't eat by post.
But you still get.
We don't eat by post.
No, please, let's not digress. Let's
I
not
don't
digress.
eat by post.
You see,
Posts are temporary.
everybody who comes into government will never come and tell you that, oh, this was good, this was good, this was bad. They will always give you the bad side. They will never give you the good side.
No,
because listen, they came.
Mr. Alfred, are you saying that as for us Ghanaians, the voters, the civil society organizations, the media were illiterate, that we don't know?
Say that people.
Because that's what you're saying.
I said every government who comes into power. Listen to me and listen clearly. That I said every government who comes into power will never come and give you the good side, but they'll tell you that this was wrong, that was wrong, that was wrong. Please. Don't try and play this thing, politics around the table. When I say something, let's stick to what I'm saying.
At least Mahama has said that.
No, please. Allow him. Let's be fair.
Stop this.
Okay.
Stop this. When we are talking about very quiet.
Allow him.
Set it down.
Every government who
You have
comes
2 minutes,
will come
please.
and tell you that, oh,
Good.
these are not good.
Okay.
These are bad. This is not going on well. So I am coming to fix it. Every Ghanaian is expecting that once we is giving you the power, we don't want excuses. We want you to fix the problem. Whether you use 120 days, you use 1 day, you use 10 days. We want the problem to be fixed.
But they
So
gave an
if-
excuse. Didn't they give an excuse?
Please, no
Jesus
interjection.
Christ. You know, this thing that they are doing.
You have
is
30
not right.
seconds,
No,
please.
this thing that
This
they are doing.
morning,
Don't let them
no
digress.
excuse. Nobody
Don't
gave an
let them
excuse.
digress your points.
You've been doing this so long.
Please go ahead.
So
This morning, nobody
everybody is
gave an excuse
expecting
of anything.
President Mahama and his team to deliver within, especially the 120 days, the promises they listed. I think it was about 100 and something.
You want them to achieve that in...
They said
in,
in 120 days we will see those things. So the 120
we just
days.
began the 120 then.
Oh,
You started
Thank you very much.
it started from
Please.
7. Let me just land.
No, you've landed.
No, I was speaking with.
Yeah.
When you just crossed me.
No,
just
you've landed.
Back just a second.
After.
Everybody expects you that the 120 days starts from a day one. So we expect to see certain parameters or certain things being changed. We expect to see certain things rather going on a downward spiral rather than an upward thing. Otherwise, you also start suffering from cardiovascular hearing. And it will be a problem.
But the point is that, you see, let's be realistic here. We'll still be suffering or we'll be having the effects of the mismanagement of yesterday up to a point before we can get things right. I mean, we need to be very honest about it. As I said, I mean, every indicator that is used to measure the performance of an economy was in a bad, if you like, a bad taste when MPP left office. I mean, look at all the indicators, and compared to even when NDC left office in 2016, you realize that MPP was bad. I mean, so certainly, I don't expect the NDC to do the things MPP did. MPP even played politics with the economy. They played internal politics with the economy, to the extent that even when they had promised Ghanaians that they were going to move from taxation to production, and when it got to a point they needed to finance 1D1F, they spent only 400 million Ghana cedis on 1D1F. But because Dr. Bawumia was the one who brought NAPCO, very unproductive venture, they spent close to 4 billion Ghana cedis on NAPCO, something that provide temporary jobs. You spent close to 4 billion cedis, but the one that could have provided employment for you, could have given you revenue in terms of corporate tax and income tax, could have helped you to increase your export and reduce your import. You spent only 400 million on it. So I don't expect Dr. Atuforsen to be playing politics, even if he's got presidential ambition.
I agree with you.
He, as much as possible, it should be fair. It should be very prudent in the way he will allocate resources. It shouldn't behave like Kenofurata, the way Kenofurata handled the Ministry of, especially Ministry of Trade and Industry, because of Mr. Alenchamantin. So I'm saying they got everything wrong. That is why they were able to. That's why they sent us to where they sent us to in terms of the economy. Let me come back to the issue, and I want to speak briefly to the issue of energy again. I think the energy minister, like the finance minister, the two of them, if they work very well, they can rescue this economy from the cliff that Mr. Jantua said. Because we need to power the productive sectors with energy and even the distribution sectors with energy, right? So we expect him that the cost of energy, but be it electricity, be it fuel, he have to work hard to bring this cost of energy down, so that cost of production will come down. And whether he will be able to work effectively will depend on the relationship that it would ensue between the Minister of Energy and the Minister of Finance, and other ministries as well. So, Alfred, just be rest assured.
Yes, Roland.
I'm talking about. I said just be
assurance from.
Yeah, but the point is that let's give this government. Of course, if this government does something wrong, we come and criticize the government. Of course, Ghana is not for NDC; it's for the whole of us. Okay. So when they do right, let's say it. When they do wrong, we'll say it. But when the time is not due to criticize, let's not force to criticize when the time is not really.
Look, where energy is concerned, it's got to do.
No, I'm not.
Where energy is concerned, it's got to do with feedstock. There are two sides of energy. There's petroleum and there's power. Let's look at power. If we cannot get the type of feedstock that will be able to help us bring prices down, then we're in trouble.
Then let's go into solar.
Because but you people never did exploration to production. So where's the gas? We have stranded gas today.
Let's say solar.
We have even gas. Solar can't do some of the major things that we need to do. It can't do it. And we need constant power. Look, today, the Minister of Energy has discovered that the Minister of Energy owes nearly 1 billion cedis in demurrage because of containers that weren't cleared at the port. Today. Isn't that an added cost that we need to find the money to take care of? I would expect all the ministers going into the ministries, they should do an audit review
and tell us
of where the ministry is today and tell us. We need to know. We need to be part and parcel of the governance process. The way these people didn't allow us to be part and parcel of that government process.
But you were part of it.
The MPP people.
Weren't you part of so many conferences and meetings?
What conferences with you people? Did you ever invite me? Please. I didn't go to any MPP. Not MPP. Not MPP. Not MPP. Number national conferences that they will invite me. I even spoke at some of them. But the nitty-gritties of the energy sector was in your corner. It wasn't in our corner. It was in your corner. And even CSOs, the things that they knew, they talked to you people about, you did nothing about it. Because you had a president who wouldn't listen. Unfortunately, you had a president who wouldn't listen. Because if he listened, there are quite a lot of things that wouldn't have taken where it is gone to now.
Okay. As a lawyer, my training is that if a statement is made and you don't oppose it, it means you have accepted it.
Yes.
He sat here and said that we are not supposed to be giving excuses and that we are supposed to be working. The NDC, since we took over, has never given any excuse. Indeed. Indeed. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the one who normally tell Muhammad that ya pamu yaya. But well, John Mahama visited the Wale and visited the Mampurushis and visited the Kusasis. He told the whole country that Nana Akufo-Addo has started some discussions with Otumfuo and he will follow up. That's a leader compared to Yapamu Yaya as a president. So look, when we decide that we are going to do what is right, we are not going to do this based on political party platform. And I'm saying that this government is still young for anybody in its right senses to be thinking that we should be reducing prices of kenke by now. Our work cumulatively will lead to that. And that's what I want to tell him and his MPP people who are on social media saying that you voted for NDC, so let lies come down, let's come down.
All right, let me read some comments. Kweku Aaron, good morning to Kweku Aaron on our stream. He says, you see the arrogant talks that led the MPP into opposition. That's what Mr. Alfred Thompson is exhibiting this morning. Coffee.
There's no
we provided a coffee, Kweku Aaron. Be careful.
Coffee, they couldn't provide.
Who is your best ministerial appointment so far, and who do you think will perform? Taki says, Eric Opoku and Haruna Idrisu. And we have a couple more. Well, so Zilix Dwayne says, then Amaliba looks young, then Pao. I don't know what he was.
You mean now or when?
He says, the way you are, you look young. You were saying you were older than somebody, and you were saying.
Yes. I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke. And those things all help to make my health fine. So it makes... I'm giving him the tidbits.
Please.
Did I tell you I drink alcohol and smoke?
So...
No, I didn't mention your name.
No, him.
Yeah, I didn't
mention your name. Why are you calling me? It was not about you.
He said he's giving me tips. Did you hear that one?
Mr. Alfred,
tips off to the man.
You like fight, oh?
When dry bones are mentioned, all ladies become easy. When dry bones are mentioned, all ladies...
Emelda Nassar says... Male version of...
That's the cap with you. That's the cap with you.
If you drink half coffee, you look like younger.
Phil K says, but why is the cameraman covering the coffee man? Let's see how he's sipping. Oh, please. You people today. Yes, we showed it. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. It's a Friday. Samad Yahaya, thank you for your message. We acknowledge it. Abu Lawal says, today things are popping on this show, Pao. Coffee and cardiovascular. I'm reading the light-hearted comments. So that it's a Friday.
You see? So that people go home happy.
Emmanuel Badu says, Roland Walker, please, what did you give to the man, Alfred Thompson?
You're afraid you might.
He says, the coffee will not be good for him. Please stop him from drinking it because the way he's talking already hot. Yeah, he's always a hot man. And then Ed Black says, he says the coffee is finished. So I guess he wants 1 barrel. Please.
Should I use
don't mind them. Actually, the quantity, yes, the coffee in quantity was very small.
Have you forgotten Uncle Rose?
All right, Nelson Yesuto says, it will take experience to overcome the challenges and mess that the just gone 38% group left in the ministries. God bless our whole lot. I think talking about the votes.
But it's not 38%.
Kelly, East Legon Hills. Where is East Legon Hills?
Towards Nana Group.
Oh, okay. Behind in Adentan, Bonkata Manso areas. Okay.
The quality is Legon Hills.
It's surprising. What kind of demand?
And it's so far from East Legon.
Kelly, East Legon Hills says, what kind of demand is Mr. Alfred Thompson making? How can one be expecting results from a government that's not yet fully in place? If they continue to behave like this,
you people are suffering from Vasco. What?
You are the one suffering from this.
Kwesi Mensa is watching us from the US. Brother out, and then I know you came over for Christmas. First time should mention any road, please. Okay, it says.
Let me mention.
Okay. Now, Alfred Thompson should mention any road in Cape Coast municipality that the government of MPP did. He doesn't even go to Cape Coast. Hey. He does. Yes, he does. I know that he goes there. Kwesi Mensah, be very careful. Be very careful.
People who hate
be very careful. Kwame Ansah says, I'm in Chebi, and I can tell you that our roads are very good. There are other roads that have been constructed across the country. TV3, say what is truthful.
He just wants to do propaganda. Now the coffee is
Kwame Boateng, do we have it? Oh, please bring them. Oh, Shadrach, bring them. Come here.
Feel free.
Christian Yali, bring them. I don't know, but we don't serve coffee here. So because of the demand of Alfred Thompson, we want to.
Today coffee is
Oh, go and give it to them. Go and give it to them.
So
bring it. Oh, but how can you do that?
Is it coffee or what?
It's coffee.
So Maxwell Akpabi says Alfred Thompson is one of the reasons why the MPP lost the 2020. Please be careful. Alfred,
I can give you my half quarter.
Engineer Samuel, good morning. And thank you for the messages as well. We're grateful.
For people to understand. I know most of the people who send those messages are more or less NDC sympathizers. They should understand that I'm not here to come and praise a government.
Yeah.
I am here as an opposition to criticize and look at the things that they are doing, for them to set up and do the right thing. Because if Ghana is okay, Ghana is okay for me. If Ghana goes wrong for me. So I'm not here to praise them.
Ambassador Sampi Yali, I totally agree with bringing back the O and A level system of education. We have left that system and are wallowing in confusion. However, some private schools have gone back to that system and are charging so much for the O and A level. Well, we don't have it here. And then also, we have other comments. Pascal says, please, I want good comments only. Okay, I have a couple of comments. This one is coming from Osei Boateng from Inshiaeso, is a regular watcher of the show, says that one day posterity will judge all of us. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Bawumia government did a lot for the country. But as always, when you lose an election, it's only the victors who get to be praised. Over time, you will certainly know, TV3, that Nana Addo did well. Yo. Francis Lord Kofi.
Thank you very much. God bless him.
God bless you. From myself and Alfred Thompson.
Do you know that? This time under Akufo-Addo, we have recorded our first scandal.
What's the scandal?
The Muvopina oil.
At the time,
At the time. When the scandals were just...
Lord Kofi Tillman. Is Mr. Alfred Thompson saying he wants to see food prices go down within 120 days? The promise by the NDC and the Agric Minister, the Finance Minister, to bring prices down is contingent on they implementing their policies and those in the party's manifesto. Whose own government, his own government's PFJ, what's PFJ? Okay, failed woefully, all right? And so we have other comments as well.
When you brought me the coffee, Amaliba is even enjoying it more than me.
Ekuya Boatman says, just look at the dollar. It has already gone up by 1 percentage point.
It's because of the
from 14, it has gone to 15.
Yeah, it's because of
okay. So that's
it's because of the mismanagement of yesterday.
Fortune says, let Mr. Thompson know that he should drink his coffee home before coming. The opposition and the massive defeat is too much for them to recover. Do not grieve for him, please. Fortune.
Tell Fortune that if they can't prepare coffee, I have 20 coffee.
That's right. But gentlemen, thank you very much for passing through.
Next week, Wednesday, we are doing the 1 week celebration of Chairman Kutin. His 1 week is next week, Wednesday, 29th at
Chairman Kutin, Central Region.
MPP chairman.
That's Asin Jakan.
Asin Jakan, yeah. So we are all invited and we mourn him as we mourn him with a wife and children.
Okay. And then Alfred Thompson, thank you very much.
Let's congratulate Ricketts.
Ricketts.
We didn't. We should congratulate Ricketts. Second deputy.
He is my MP.
And he's my MP as well. He's a very good friend.
Mama, majority leader. Who is
supposed to talk it as a second?
Yeah, it was supposed to, but you don't have time more.
But because you took
Mahama Yarigatu was your childhood friend.
Mahama Yariga was my childhood friend. When I was in Nabasco 6th form, he was in Ghana school. I was a year ahead of him. I became National Service President for Bolga district, now Bolga municipality.
Right.
He came and took over.
He
took over as National Service President.
Yeah, the chairman of
and I think that the good thing about him is that he is very, very articulate, and he is very, very. He's able to think on his feet. Now, what I see Afenyo Markin suffer from is that Afenyo Markin will get up. Afenyo Markin will get up and speak all that long.
Like Kwame Janswa, thank you very much for that.
No, you are not allowed to say
31st. What you were saying is dangerous.
1st January is the anniversary of the Ayawaso Westcom.
Huh?
Yes.
31st
January
yes.
is the anniversary of the Ayawaso Westcom.
Yes.
2019.
Yes.
2019.
Yes.
And
still
that one,
people are amazed.
Yes,
and that
people are
one,
still-
I was there in the middle. They slapped some George. You haven't seen the video.
Yes,
They
I
slapped
have a
him.
friend who's made.
I am the lawyer for the
Communication
victims. You know, I'm the lawyer for the victims.
Yes.
And I pursued Godfrey Dami for compensation. He refused. Luckily, God has brought NDC to power. I am going to open discussion with Dominic Ayene for them to be compensated
Yes.
rightly. Yes.
Okay.
I have a friend who suffers.
A classmate of yours sent me a message. Says that you were his classmate at Ogasco.
Who is that?
Did you go to Ogasco? Did you go to Ogasco?
Yeah, I'm
okay. Very good. He said I shouldn't mention his name.
We wish the majority leaders all the best, especially the Kitigan who comes from our constituency. He should make us shine. That is all we
He's
are.
an disco boy, either the first or the first.
Okay.
Make him shine.
So conclude on there, Afenyo. He said so.
So what I'm trying to say is that
interested in Afenyo.
Ayarga has a way of deflating you.
He said Afenyo.
So Afenyo Markin should be very careful. He will get up and speak all that long.
One word.
And Ayarga will just come with one word and deflate you. Let me give an example when we were working together. I worked with him too. A guy came to him to say that, oh, I approached him with something. He's talking about somebody. He said, I approached him with something. No, he said, I confronted him with something. I said, no. You approach him. Confronting me, you want to fight with him. You see, I'm giving an example of such a person. So Afenyo Markin should be careful. He will get up.
Afenyo knows how to use this word.
Afenyo Markin filibust. What Afenyo Markin does is to filibust.
Afenyo is a friend, so please, he's a friend.
Filibusting means that
He's an absolute. And he's an absolute.
He's on top of it.
And he's an absolute.
then
So please.
when he filibusts that way, Ayarga will just use one. And no, he's a constitutional lawyer. He's good. He's able to look in the law and just say that, look, what you all are saying is not backed by law. Look at article this, article, and you are off.
But Afenyo is also a lawyer. But I mean, let's not belittle Afenyo. Let's allow them to do what they're supposed to do.
No, he has made this much.
Afenyo is an opposition leader. Expect him to be opposing and criticizing. Ayarga is the one who is going to push government's business. I expect him to do that. But let's not downplay anyone's position or
They'll be friends anyway.
they are friends.
Ayarga is a very good guy. He's a nice guy. He's on top of his issues, and so is Afenyo. Afenyo, I know, will do a very good work in opposition. At the moment, if you look at even the line of questioning by Afenyo Markin at the vetting, it tells you that he knows what he's about, and he takes his time to come out with his issues. And when you look at the way he's questioning you, you realize that he's building a point or sending some message out there. I know him very well, and I know that. I know that.
Your house. The idea in your house is the house. Your house. What is that? What do you mean by that?
Very good job that he's going to do.
Please allow.
Let's be honest.
This is the
Some of the questions are wrong.
People cannot tell you.
The house that you are living in, is it your house?
These are
Did you build the house?
impatience.
How is that?
Cross-examination. Lack of cardiovascular hearing. Okay.
Cross-examination.
Cardiovascular hearing.
I know Afenyo will do a very good job as the opposition leader. He doesn't take things for granted, and he always builds a point. When he's speaking, you think that, oh, why is he asking such questions? But at the end of it, you realize that he's arriving at a particular conclusion where it sends a message to everyone to know what he's about. I wish him well. We'll all support him in whatever he's doing. We are building a country and not individuals. So I believe that he will build the parliamentary system in the opposition seats, and he will make sure that the next elections we go to, he's brought all the points we need to do. I wish President Mahama and his team very well.
That's brilliant.
I know that is this country we are all looking at. We will still stand, and anytime I come to this station, I will come in as an opposition person. I will push them and ask them questions in their manifesto and the 120 days till the 120 days are over.
And you won't praise them at all in anything.
I will praise them where praise is due, and I will admonish them where we have to.
But
we are building a country. You are not an NDC person. I have to give you GMBC chairman. So why are you doing
the
this?
leadership? What do you make of the leadership?
They are giving me GMBC chairman.
I think the people who have been chosen, they are adequate, have the capacity, have the ability to stand the opposition. No two ways about that. Okay. So I think it's fine.
Delhi says, please ask Mr.
No, we've already given a congratulations. So give her then.
Delhi, good morning. Thank you for the message. He says that please give Mr. Thompson more coffee, because how can they be expecting?
I've given mine to him.
All the things to be achieved for 120 days just in 3 days.
I have given your coffee back to you.
And we have more messages coming in.
They say themselves. Well, anyway, let me wish Nana Jantua
all right.
As presidential staff and advisor to the
Okay, so let's do our first draw. We're doing the mega jackpot today. You have to choose option 8. It also entitles you after the draw to get access, money credited into your mobile money account, 5,000 Ghana cedis. That is a lot of money. And I keep telling you that, well, we may be having only about 7 days to the end of the month, but it also means that if you get money credited into your mobile money account with 5,000 Ghana cedis, you also get to win all the time. 5,000 Ghana cedis. Can we do the first draw? Whet our appetite. Get ourselves wet by way of our appetite for the draw. And then we'll have to increase the number of stakes that we have. If you choose option 8, increase the number of stakes. You choose option 8, *439#, and then you increase the number of tickets. When we're doing the draws, you get each 5,000 Ghana cedis. So for example, for this very draw, as our appetite is wet, as we're wet right now by way of our appetite. Okay, let's do the draw. 3, 2, 1. Can we call that first caller before we go for the break? Is it possible? Okay, so the number winning 0551805. Can we call that caller before we go for the break? Then we'll quickly do that. Shadrach, can we do that? Or let's go for a break and come back. Gentlemen, thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Who is going for a funeral this weekend? No funerals yet.
I'm going for 1 year.
1 year. I have a wedding as well.
My father's 1 year
And then
on Monday.
Your father's 1 year.
sorry, 5 years.
5 years on Monday. 1 year Saturday to 5. Wish you all the best. Oh, condolences. But we're taking a break. We'll be right back, right here.